So I don't know if you guys are invested in the lore of the Just Pearly Things, but her career is coming to a head a little bit. And what I mean by that is like there's this process that every content creator is going to go through, and it happens faster for people who blow up more in a more viral sense. So Just Burly Things is like blowing up very quickly on TikTok, on YouTube, more on TikTok. I think that she's doing the Andrew Tate like high value man BS. Like that's what she does. She's a woman that does this. You know, and she's been blowing up on TikTok. Other people post her stuff. She posts her stuff. And when I say it's coming to a head is like there's a point where you're viral and your videos do really well, but people don't really pay attention to you because they don't really think that you're worth talking about. And then it hits a point where you get to the point where people feel like you're worth talking about, and then you start getting like a tremendous amount of heat hit against you. One of the things that holds Just Pulling Things back a little bit is she's constantly getting banned on TikTok. Here's her TikTok, her fourth one, it looks like. But it's gotten to a point where her ex-boyfriend, Angry Reactions, 26 mil, it's been a while since I looked into him, has started to talk about it. But honestly, in a way that kind of bothers me. Like, I'm going to get into it in a sec, because I saw like the first TikTok on TikTok. My wife sent to me because she thought it was so funny, and I liked it too. But then he's like, it feels like he's kind of milking it a little bit. What's so funny though about Just Play Things, she reached out to me like years ago. She's like, "Hey, how do you start streaming?" This was when I was like just like getting into streaming, and I established myself a little bit. So it's cool. I don't think she's a bad person. I just don't know what happened. What went wrong? Why are you doing this? And Pearl, are you happy? Truly, are you happy? The question is because your whole brand centralizes around shitting on women. Like, I don't get it. Like, listen, I don't know, girl. Like, oh, men should be able to cheat on women, bro. Like, if you like, you should put up with a man cheating on you in a relationship. Like, bro, how do you feel that? How do you shit on women so much? How do you sit there and call women like this video here we're gonna watch? It's short, but the whales have returned. They harassed my family. Why are you being so mean to fat girls? I think it's because she used to be fat, and now she like lashes out at people for it because she's like distancing herself from that self-hatred. I mean, bro, I don't mean to be mean, because I personally think that Just Probably think she's a perfectly attractive young woman. I think that she's attractive. I think that she's cute. But if I was a high value male in the manosphere, speaking the way that I would, the way that they speak about women is like they have to be perfect because all they're good for is their body. By that standard, you're fucking hideous. And I'm not trying to be rude because I don't think that personally, I don't think that she's unattractive. But they're all like, you got to have big titties and a nice waist, and you got to be thin, and you got to be young, and you got to be this, and you got to be that. Bro, I mean, you know what I'm saying, dude? Like, come on. You don't really adhere to that. Why would you? So why are you why do you focus so much on women having to be perfect for them to be valuable? Oh, you're fat. You're not worth love. What are you talking about, girl? Come on. You know what I'm saying, dude? It's just the truth. I'm not trying to be rude. I like that. That's what happens with these, like, when you only value women for their body, like, then you're only going to look at you and go like, what is that? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, how are you doing that to yourself? Because, like, listen, I'm going to be real. There are some big girls, and I'm very attracted to big girls. But if there's a lot of girls who are like very pretty in the face, and if they lost weight, they would like look better. You know what I'm saying? I don't really care. I like bigger girls, but you know what I'm saying? So society, they would look, oh wow, you look. But she's already lost the weight, and like you're not looking much better. Frankly, I think you looked a little better when you were a little overweight. But I'm not trying to be rude. My only point I'm saying is like, what are you doing? Why is your whole ideology centralized around shitting on women when you like? It's kind of shitty. It's just like shitty. Like, you shouldn't be telling the world that you think your looks are the only thing that's attractive to men, because like men are interested in more than just looks. All right, a man will roll over you if you let them cheat on it. Like, if you're like, yeah, you could cheat on me in a relationship, they're gonna roll over you, motherfucker. And cheating is different from being in an open relationship, by the way. I'm not trying to murder her. I'm trying to get her to wake up, because I feel like she's stuck. She's like, I'm making money doing this, and if I don't do this, I won't have a career, which is kind of true. I'm just saying, dude. I'm not trying to be rude, because I really feel for this young woman. But it's just like, what? Where am I wrong? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, this is 1 year's. Well, actually, let me play this first. I found this hilarious, by the way. I'm just gonna play
I think all of you are being too mean to that JustPearlyThings girl. She
my
put up a
For You
video
page.
saying that she used to be over 200 pounds and felt really insecure and hated herself, and so she worked hard to lose weight. And I completely understand that. A couple years ago, when I was younger and unwise, I let a friend of mine shave my head, and I hated how I looked bald. I felt very insecure and ugly, and so I worked hard. I concentrated very hard on my hair growing back, and it did. And so now, every time I see a bald person in public, I make sure to beat their ass so they might change their ways. It has gotten me into a lot of fights. It's gotten me kicked out of a lot of oncology wards, but it is worth it.
What is an oncology?
Because how dare they be bald when I didn't like how I looked when I was bald? So,
okay.
Solidarity, girl.
Listen, girl. It's on site for you. It's on site, boy. What is oncology? We care for patients undergoing treatment for different forms of cancer. Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Jesus Lord. Okay, that makes it a little funnier, but also kind of fucked up. All right. Jesus Lord. Let's get to 1 year's thing.
Listen.
1 year is I think it's his name. This is Angry Reactions. I'm gonna get to that chat after this. Just give me a little bit, okay, brother or sister.
Can y'all please leave?
So it says, can you angry react to your ex? And JustPearlyThings is his ex.
Any situation that y'all see going on with my ex, I understand that y'all are feeling some type of way about the things that she's saying, but that has nothing to do with me anymore. I have no opinion I would like to share about what this woman is saying or doing. I am not involved with that at all. Y'all be low-key hurting my feelings, too, with these comments y'all be tagging me in. Like, she'll say something about plus-size people, and y'all will be like, well, didn't you date Angry Reaction? Bro!
It's mostly plus-size women, if you notice. That they hate plus-size women more than, like, plus-size men. Or fat guys and fat women, whatever you want to say. Because women in the manosphere are only valuable for their looks, whereas men are valuable for everything but their looks. Like, that's one of the double standards that they heavily promote, even though women are very clearly much more than their looks. The same thing with men.
Bro, I don't want to get hit in the crossfire. Leave me out of this.
Listen. So I saw that on my page, and I was like, this is kind of funny. And I was like, I get it. He doesn't want to talk about it. It's none of his business. And if he did want to talk about it, that's fine too. But then he follows it up with a few other videos. I haven't watched all of them, so maybe I'm wrong about my assessment. But it feels like now he's just kind of milking, not talking about it. I know it sounds weird. Just watch. Maybe I'm wrong, but just watch.
Bro, it is absolutely...
So somebody said, well, this is disappointing. This is a follow video.
Crazy to me how y'all treated me a certain type of way because of what my ex-girlfriend is out here saying. I made that video saying that I am not a part of anything she got going on, and y'all treated me like I'm going around saying this stuff. What the hell do y'all want me to do? This was your moment to say something, and you said a whole lot of nothing in this video. That's the point! I don't want to be in this! I don't know what y'all want from me, bro. Then we got people in the comments talking about, oh, he done lost a little weight. Now he don't got no problem with what she's saying. Bro, what are you talking about? Yeah, I lost weight, but I'm still heavy. I'm still obese. I jiggle when I jump. Just because I don't want to put an opinion about her out to the public don't mean I agree with what she's saying. Leave me alone.
All right, so that's like a reasonable follow-up.
I look at the good.
I mean, this is just an audio. It says, cancel for all y'all. This was your opportunity to be clear. And it just says...
Well, I said, fuck T.I., fuck Nelly, fuck 50.
So it's just him. I don't know. Maybe it's like, okay, he's still going on about it. Maybe it's just bothering the fuck out of him because people won't stop talking about it. Maybe that's what it is, and he's just like reading the negative comments. That's one thing to do. The other day, I was responding to a couple of comments, and there were negative comments. And someone's like, Papa God, like, why are you responding to negative comments? Like, respond to the positive ones. I was like, oh, that's a good point. So now I'm getting into a habit of, if I'm going to respond to comments, which I usually try to stay out of, like even reading my comments, I'm only going to respond to the positive ones. You know what I mean? Why catch attention from negative commenters when I could just talk about, you know what I mean, from the positive ones? All right.
And that.
People are looking for you to speak the platform against the hate. And yeah, you know what? Maybe I was being a little too hasty about him clout riding the situation. Maybe I didn't watch. Like I said, I didn't watch them all yet. I wanted to watch them all on stream, but it just seems like he's getting frustrated with people associating him with her. So that's my bad. I think that's my bad.
Listen, I understand that, but I don't.
Because I should be more empathetic to him too. Because like I'm not as big of a creator as him. But I'm a creator, so I kind of like understand getting bullied by my comments and like fucking like you hone in on like the worst of them. It doesn't matter if like 95% of the people liked your video. Sometimes you just like fucking tunnel vision people who don't like it. So
I think a lot of y'all understand that's not my responsibility.
But personally, from the perspective of what you should have done, which is always, it's like easy to say this is how you should have reacted. You should just mention it once and be like, hey guys, I'm not talking about it, and then just hold to it. It just sounds like he's getting stressed out because people won't shut the fuck up about it.
Not only is that my ex-girlfriend and I don't want anything to do with her or what she got going on, but I don't even make that type of content.
Well, yeah, I am technically bigger than him because I'm fucking morbidly obese. Thank you.
Oh, this is not no big unjust issue like the government trying to control an entire population and we need somebody to speak up. Bro, this is a random woman on the internet, bro. This is a random lady on the internet saying stuff with a microphone. And I understand that certain stuff she might say may bother you. And listen, I'm obese as well.
I'm a little weird. Like, he's not really... Well, I wonder how he thinks of the manosphere shit.
But I don't let it bother me. Listen, my name Bennett, and I'm not in it. Bro, I don't agree with what she's saying. She wasn't like this when we was together. I didn't condone any of this, okay? Leave me alone, please. Please. Please.
Okay. Yeah, it seems like he's just stressed out. Yeah, like I said, bad assessment for me in the first place. I could see why he would be pissed off about it. I wonder if I should try to reach out to this guy. I wonder if he would talk to me now. He's got 26 mil now. Wow. He's famous, bro, guys. So yeah, then she made this video, The Whales Have Returned and Harassed My Family. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if this has anything to really do with what's going on, but like I said, everything's coming to a head. Within like the next couple of weeks, we're going to see Pearl. We're going to see how Pearl's content kind of evolves. If she just kind of like overcomes what's going on right now, she'll continue like upwards, go upward. If she gets like more heat and like attention on her, she might kind of go backwards. Cancellation, and I say that loosely, are like 50+% how you feel about negative attention, and then like 50, probably less than 50, probably like 80% how you feel, and like 20% the actual criticism, if that makes sense. Like for the most part, I mean, like I got banned off TikTok, so that cancellation was really 100% that. But like there are times where like if you get like mentally hit by something, it's gonna fuck you up more than anything else. But I do think that she's trapped in the fucking manosphere insanity. Let's watch this though.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the JustPearlyThings YouTube channel, and welcome to Morning Coffee Thoughts, where I tell you.
Let's be honest, it's just like a woman to think we care about what you think in the morning or really at all. Am I right, guys? Am I right, guys? I don't have a laugh track. Everybody go, yeah, pretend somebody's doing like a Carl Winslow just entered the room and the laugh track plays. That's what the reaction is that I want you guys to have.
Random things while I drink coffee. Before I start, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell. That way you're going to be notified of my daily videos. Oh god, that's so hot. That's so hot. Oh god. That's hotter than I thought. I'm learning to make chai tea myself instead of buying it.
Somebody said, why did I harass her family? Because I'm one of the whales. You know, the way I usually use the term whale is like when it comes to like an online video game that's like pay to win, and they look for whales. So basically people addicted to gambling.
And I don't think I make it right. It's like still kind of milky, and I feel like I put a lot of chai tea in it, so I don't know why.
Okay.
Maybe it's not supposed to taste as sugary as I like it. Okay, anyways. So today I'm going to be talking about Whale Attack Part 2.
Whale Attack Part 2.
This week I was harassed. My family was harassed.
Oh no, how?
For talking about whales. Now,
so this is like talking about like fat people. Like it's intentionally disrespectful. It's not a nuanced take about how fat people like, you know, should lose weight or try to get healthier through different like methodologies. It's just like fat women are unattractive. And that's pretty, and like they deserve less than. Like if you're like, yeah, I'm not attracted to fat girls, bro, you're all over that. That's totally fine. That's your preference, but you don't need to go around trying to shit on fat women for existing, or fat people, or anybody that you don't like. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all. Just keep it to yourself, brother. And if you actually want to talk about fat people, if you actually want them to lose weight, talk about the ways in which fat people can lose weight. Don't just be like, oh, fat women don't deserve love. What are you talking about? Who loves you? I'm not trying to be mean. This is like a question to reflect on. Who loves you? You know what I mean? I'm not trying to be rude. I just really want you to think about it. Like, who would think about that? Do you think that this kind of like hatred is actually going to cause men or whatever you're looking for to like love you? And then if a guy falls in love, if a guy that like hates fat women like this, like, do you really think that that's, I don't know. Like, I understand not being attracted to a fat woman, but what happens if you date a guy? Let's say you date a guy and you're skinny. Let's say that Pearl dates a guy and she's her weight, whatever she is. And then as time goes on, maybe she has like a baby and some life stress and she puts on some weight, like 30, 40, 50 pounds. If you dated a guy that hates fat women, he's gonna, what's he gonna, he's to cheat on you and leave you. If you date a guy who doesn't prefer fat women but doesn't hate them, he might be like, hey, baby, it's time to kind of like, I love you to death, but I think that we should try to like move forward and get healthier. That's perfectly reasonable. But women tend to put on weight a little more than men. Like, I think it's like a hormonal thing and babies and all that other shit. So, but you get what I'm saying? Now, you get what I'm saying?
Now, today on TikTok, a clip was taken of me. It was a bit out of context. Sometimes maybe I make fun of them a little too hard. But it's like I make fun of everyone. I feel like
listen, when you put clips on TikTok, you're looking to be taken out of context. You're looking to be controversial, bro.
You think you're special? You're not. You're going to get made fun of just like everyone else. Anyways.
Can you gonna show the clip?
There's a clip of me on TikTok that I said.
What did you say?
Name a girl that looks good at 300 pounds. Now, the context of this is...
Oh, I've seen that clip. And they were just kind of shitting on her. Yeah. Lizzo. I don't know. Who cares? Who cares? Like, why does it... You don't have to find big women attractive. If your overall point is it'll be easier to find somebody if you're not overweight, that's fine. That's not what she's trying to say. She's trying to shit on fat women. And then she hides behind the, it's not healthy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like a positively intentioned thing.
Girl after girl will come on my show. And we just ignore reality. We just live in delusion. Okay, we live in delusion.
Okay, explain.
And they'll say, we'll talk about Lizzo as an example. She's just an example of an overweight woman. And they'll say Lizzo's a 10.
And I brought up Lizzo because like she does. By the way, this whole 10, like this whole, okay. This is one of the things that bothers me. If she asks like, oh, like what do you think Lizzo is out of 10? Right? It's like, hey, what do you think Lizzo is out of 10? You want to know how I would engage with that question? Why? Who cares? Why would I engage with that question? Oh, well, what number out of 10 do you think Lizzo is? You're not my friend. This isn't like locker room talk where like I'll talk about people and like listen. If I was asked by my friends like, what do you think Lizzo is out of 10? I would answer that question. Maybe I'd be like, I think that she's blah blah blah. You know what I mean? But like in public, all you're trying to do is shit on that woman publicly. It's like, oh, what do you think? Why does it matter? Who cares what they are out of 10? I find this person attractive. What do you think this person is out of 10? I think Lizzo's attractive. I would date her. That's my answer. Who cares what she is? Because you're just trying to play this competitive game to try to like shit on some people and try to like platform other people. We understand fundamentally being less heavy is better for you. We get it. But we don't need to sit here and like, publicly try to shame somebody into a fucking oblivion, especially in like a serious note, because you're seriously trying like your best to like be like, oh, she's ugly. That's your whole. That's the point. That's the point of the question. The question isn't supposed to be some nuanced, intelligent conversation. The point is to just be disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So when you say like, oh, how are they out of 10? I'm not going to engage with that question, brother, sister, whatever. You're trying to be disrespectful. That's all you're trying to do. Why would I engage with that? Why does it matter? Who gives a fuck? It's just a weird question to try to open a conversation to be disrespectful. That's all it is.
And in response to this frustrating phenomenon where as women, we can't seem to acknowledge that thin girls tend to be prettier. And
every single woman in the entire world acknowledges that. I don't know what fucking planet you live in. The conversation about fat acceptance can become toxic sometimes. There are people who are like, being fat is really good. It's not. You should try to lose weight. You can be fat and healthy. It's just really hard. You have to exercise and diet really well. It's just difficult. Everybody knows this, though. It's not about that. It's what is fat acceptance supposed to be about is like not doing what you're doing. It's like, hey, a fat person existing doesn't make me want to puke. Like people, because that's the thing. Historically, every time like a big woman like makes a video about anything, Oh, making a makeup video? Oh, you're a fat pig. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to be disrespectful. You don't have to like instantly be like, oh, a fat woman doing something? Ew. Like, that's what it's supposed to be about. Women, everybody knows this. We all know that it's less attractive to be fat. What you're doing isn't, you're not like the savior of women and men or whatever the fuck you think you are talking about it. You're just trying to be disrespectful. Like, do you understand? Like, that's it. That's all it is. That's all it is. And bullying fat people doesn't help them lose weight, motherfucker. I'm just letting you know that. If it did, there'd be no fat people. Because that's all the internet does. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is.
And heavy girls tend to be heavier. I said,
whoa,
name
really?
one girl that looks good at 300 pounds.
Not for nothing, but a lot of girls look good at 300 pounds. Like, it doesn't mean that you have to want to fuck them, but so there's a lot of girls who look good that carry their weight. Who cares? Again, it's supposed to be disrespectful.
Now, in another clip that was taken out of context,
Okay.
I said...
You put the clips up. She put the clips out there, guys. Either her or one of her like marketing scheme people. You know, like affiliate marketing link. Put this up. It's like you put it out there. That person who put that clip out of context was either you or somebody thinking that you're fucking based for making fun of fat girls. Like, it's not even like that's what the point of that was, bro. Come on.
I can't remember exactly, but it was something along the lines of, if you're overweight, you don't deserve a man that makes 6 figures.
No, that's not what it was. I watched the videos. It was if you're a fat, women don't deserve love. That is fucking like, I'm pretty sure that's word for fucking word, motherfucker. You did not say, if you're fat, you don't deserve a man. Listen, motherfucker, you want me to be real? I'm fat. My wife's fat. I make 6 figures. She more than deserves me, you stupid fuck. What are you talking about? First of all, there's fat men with a lot of money. Second of all, shut the fuck up. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? I'm fucking mesmerized. You said fat women don't deserve love. That's what you said. That's it. Not the same thing as saying fat women don't deserve someone with 6 figures. Like, who says who? If the guy likes fat fucking women, why the fuck does it matter what he spends money on? If there's the general conversation is, hey, being overweight will generally make you less attractive and less healthy. The healthy part is more important than the attractive level, by the way. So you should try to keep yourself in shape. That's a completely reasonable, non-antagonistic way to have a conversation about why we shouldn't be fat. I understand that. I know I'm fat, but like, I understand. I'm not fucking deluded. Nobody that's fat's like, oh my God, nobody in society ever fucking bullied me to death. We already know this. You did not say. You're fucking like, you're sitting here trying to like, oh, I gotta change the narrative. I gotta rewrite history. Oh fuck. What do you think's happening? We all know that you're not being honest, girl. Come on. You're not being honest. You're being very dishonest. Get the fuck out of here.
Now, what they didn't put in that clip is, I don't think anyone deserves anything when it comes to love. You kind of get what you get, and you don't get upset. You know?
There's no reason to explicitly target fat women at all. Nobody deserves love, sure, but you're explicitly saying fat women don't deserve love. You're trying to be disrespectful. You weren't having a nuanced take about how everybody has to work harder to find a relationship with somebody. You were just trying to be antagonistic to fat women. That's it. This is like a really pathetic rewrite of history.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think an Instagram model deserves a man that makes 6 figures. They probably can't get him either. They probably get the same outcome, even though they have the looks. But the point is, the looks get you in the door for most guys that make 6 figures. And there are
that probably do
some that, you know, you might get away with it, like tech nerds, you know, like nerdy. Look at. But I
mean, tech nerds make a lot of money, so okay.
Most desired men have beautiful young women by their sides, and sorry, this is life. I don't think I would qualify for certain, you know, guys in that demographic either. It's okay. Like this is like saying you don't deserve to be in the NFL.
I guess I just feel like this is just you backpedaling hard, girl. This is you backpedaling hard as fuck.
We really shouldn't be offended by it. Now,
okay.
This proceeded. So what happened first was all the girls that were 300 pounds would basically take the sound of me.
They would duet the video that I'm pretty sure you put up, and they would show their bodies. Yes.
Saying that no one looks good at 300 pounds, and said, and then they would just show me pictures of their blubber. I'm like, Elliot, stop it. Stop it, dog. They would just show me pictures of their blubber, and I'm just like, okay, you're just proving my point. And then they would like put Instagram pictures of me.
Do you like how they're saying that they would show me pictures? Like, this is what I'm saying. They would show me pictures of their blubber. It sounds like you put up the clip that you're saying is out of context. This clip that I was put up out of context. Then people were duetting me to show me that it was like, he's like, what do you mean you put the clip up? What do you mean it's out of context, motherfucker? You put it up there. I'm pretty sure you put it up there.
And trying to say that I was the uglier one. I'm like, guys, you were just proving my point.
I don't know.
You're proving my point too. And I'm like, okay.
I don't know, girl. I'm not trying to be fucking rude, but
if your point is that I don't deserve a 6-figure guy either, I would be like, probably not.
Why do you think so low of yourself? Why do you think so low of yourself? First of all, we don't need to hold ourselves to I need a number of figures man. Just aim, like, money isn't everything. There's like a statistic that is out there that it's like, I forget what it is. It's a little dated, but it basically says that after a certain amount of money, it doesn't really bring much more happiness. Right? It's a little bit dated. You could look it up. It's different for state by state. I think it was like a United States thing. You know, because once you hit like a level where you can meet all your basic needs and you can go out and have fun, you don't really need much more money. So as a person, you don't need to be going and looking for somebody like that makes 6 figures. Look for somebody that can take care of you and your family. That's what you need to look for. And that's something for men and women. You as a person are going to have different needs and desires and wants. Men and women tend to like be a little bit different in what they're looking for, which is fine. Find somebody to satisfy that hole. That's all I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Satisfy that hole. That's one of them. Good sexual chemistry, attentiveness, you know, enough money financially. If you're a woman and you want to be a stay-at-home mom, maybe you want to look for a guy that makes more money. If you're a woman and you enjoy working, which a lot of women want to work for themselves and be independent, maybe you don't need to find a guy that makes that much money. You just got to look for somebody that you love that can help you be compatible. That's all it is. You don't need a 6-figure fucking man. But either way, like, what is this whole weird thing? It's just crazy. Like, it's just the way you think about things is it just shits in my mouth and it just goes straight to my fucking brain. You know?
What the fuck? Anyways, then they start tagging my ex-boyfriend and being like, well, wasn't your ex-boyfriend overweight? And I'm like,
well, he's a man. He's a man. He's a man. He's a man.
Don't need to bring him into this.
Oh, they're both afraid to talk about each other. What happened? Are they still in love, you think? Maybe.
Then my ex-boyfriend starts weighing in on the situation. I'm like, y'all. Oh my God. And then it was...
I think Angry Reactions feels bad for her. I think that's what it is.
It was like kind of crazy because all these big creators, all these huge creators start basically calling me ugly. And
girl, listen, I said it before. I truly think that you're an attractive girl. I'm married, sorry, but I do. But like based on the level you set women to, identifying with the manosphere and like shaming women for their bodies and shit, you're ugly by your own the standards of the sphere you exist in. Like, do you understand that the manosphere is so heavily weighted on young, like 10 out of 10 beautiful, attractive women according to like what society's beauty standards are? You need to understand that. Like, you're advocating for people to be like gross, you know, but like that's you. That's because you're in a fucking sphere that doesn't respect women for anything other than the way that they look. That's why you're sitting here saying that like men should be able to cheat on you because once you hit like 25 and you're not a fucking you're not barely legal anymore. Well, you're out of here, girl. That's fucking insane. That's crazy shit, girl.
I didn't actually see most of the videos. It's the crazy thing. I just heard about them later, but I was like, who cares? And
okay,
like. And then it's like if you're like, all right, guys, you can call me ugly, but you know, I genuinely don't think I'm ugly. So,
well, that's good. Yeah, you have confidence.
You can say that, but I'm not. I don't believe it. And then they'll be like, well, take your L, sis, like da 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 da, and I'm just like, what? So then, part 2 of this madness. Part 2 is these whales start calling my mother. They start calling my mother and my friends from high school and all these people.
How did they get your phone number? Like, that's weird. How did they even get your phone number in the first place? If this is even true.
People tell them I'm fat phobic, and I'm just like,
you are fat phobic.
You people are crazy. Like, honestly, if you put as much effort that you put into stalking me as you put into as you would put into the gym, you might see.
And then listen, it's perfectly possible that her number was leaked on the internet, but I don't think it was. It sounds like there are people from her personal life. This is what this sounds like to me when you kind of cut through the bullshit. I don't think anybody leaked her number. I think what happened is that, like, check this out. when you become an online personality, people in your family start to see your shit. People in your sphere start to see your shit. So what it sounds like to me is that somebody, like some people in your family life or your personal life, people who know who you are, people who are close to your mother or your sister or your whatever, they're like, yo, what the fuck is up with this girl? She's sitting here just shitting on fat women. What the fuck? That's what it sounds like. That's what it doesn't sound like. You sound like you're the victim.
That you put into stalking me, as you put into, as you would put into the gym, you might see some progress.
Maybe.
You might, like, y'all can call me what you want on the internet, but you can't call me fat. So get out. Look at it.
Yeah, she's hurting in her face.
You could say,
like, she's hurting in her soul. Like, yeah, we got to lose weight a little bit. Okay, but you're hurting, girl.
You could say I could lose 10 pounds, and I'll probably agree. It's probably the coffee. But, yo, I deadlift 300 pounds. I squat 250. I run. I jump. I play semi-pro volleyball. You can't tell me I'm fat.
Okay.
Cooked. Naski, nada.
Okay.
You can.
I don't think anybody's trying to tell you that you're fat, man. They're just saying that you're ugly. I'm sorry.
I just played a 2-hour volleyball game yesterday. Like, Naski, nada. Stop it.
Good for you. Bro, she's so insecure. This is the I could tell in this video, you know what I mean?
So the whales, and then they continue. So not only do they call my mother, they call my sister to bully her. Now, mind you, my sister, she don't care.
Okay.
I swear to God, guys can't do anything. And then they'll pull up a quote of me saying,
who's they?
Some of y'all never got bullied as a kid, and it shows. And sometimes people can't take jokes. Like, it's like, okay, it's to be funny. But, you know, there's some truth. Like, and this is the thing. My sister was bullied as a child by each other, because as siblings, that is your job, to bully each other, enough to keep you humble. And she didn't care. And she was like laughing at me. And then they're trying to say, oh my God, this one TikTok was like telling me that I like being bullied, and I like what do you call it? Their roles. And they're like, yeah, she just wants fat girls to bully her because it's like a kink. I'm like, ew, stop it. No, like, oh my God, no. Oh.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah. Anyways, but it's funny though, because the same people that will scream body positivity will shame your body. Okay, they'll be like,
you see, this is the problem. This is the problem, girl. See, this is the thing, because what you're going to try to do is play like a level of hypocrisy here. Listen, yeah, technically, as somebody that's talking about body positivity shouldn't be lashing out as a response and saying you're unattractive. Sure, but you're starting it. You're talking shit, and then you're getting hit, right? Like I said, I think that you're attractive, but bro, by the standards you're setting, you are a fucking scarecrow in the forest. You're the best scarecrow on the farm. You understand? By your beauty metric, not by my beauty metric. By your beauty metric, you are the most successful scarecrow on the farm, because the crows aren't going near you, girl. That's your logic. Okay? So, you know, what do you want me to tell you?
Like, they'll say, oh, you look like you're pregnant, da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, okay, if that was true, but wouldn't it be a good thing? Because
why?
You guys are for body positivity, so wouldn't it be?
You're not doing what you think you're doing.
So then you wouldn't technically be insulting me. It's like
she's going through her own Joker arc, maybe her own Scarecrow arc.
These people, and then the same ones that are like, "Oh, you're so mean," they'll do the same thing back to you, and it's like, look it. I don't really mind being made fun of. I feel like it's part of the game. Okay. I feel like
she's hurting bad.
Like, okay, like call me ugly, and you're still a whale, and you're still a whale. Like, I can't.
That's it. Okay.
Like, I feel like it's part of the game, so I don't really mind that. But it's like it shows you the hypocrisy of these people, because it's like,
oh, sure, it doesn't, but okay.
They'll act like they're the good guys, but like you say anything they don't like, boom.
It's not about that. It's about you show any. This is how life works. If you show people disrespect, they're gonna disrespect you back. If you didn't want to be criticized, then you shouldn't have been disrespectful in the first place. I don't know what to tell you. Are they being perfectly morally straight? No, they could do better, but you're being disrespectful. And you're getting disrespect. You're getting equal disrespect back. You know, this is the stuff that I don't understand, bro. We have a society of people who just don't understand. I don't know how the fuck people don't understand respect anymore. I don't get it. You know, I always talk about this. My mother, she taught me respect. You know, I don't understand how people just don't. I don't understand how you. My mom, if I ever called fat women whales, my mother, when I did it on content, my mother would smack. I'm a 32-year-old man. If I started coming on the internet and calling fat women whales on a video and she saw it, my mother would beat the fuck out of me at fucking 32. My mother's like 60 fucking something years old. I ain't fighting back. That's my mother. You know what I'm saying? What happened? What you doing? Where'd the respect go? I don't understand it, bro. We grew up, an entire generation grew up on fucking Italian mafia movies, and somehow we didn't learn respect. What happened? You know what I'm saying? What happened, bro? What happened? It's terrible.
Aski, Nada, they're these
It's terrible.
crazy people. But,
I don't get it.
Oh yeah, so they started harassing my sister. They started harassing my mother.
Who's they?
Started,
like your like personal friends? You know what I mean? Like people that are in your sphere, local town sphere.
My sister, my mother, my brother. Like they just
He's
went
upset.
in. I'm like,
damn.
Oh, they left reviews at my parents' business. They sold it, so they don't really work there anymore. But they heard about that, and it was funny though because the whales. They also what do you call it? They were telling my mom she was a bad mom because I said my mom fat shamed me as a child, and
oh, that's a bad mom. Yeah, that's a bad mother. Well, you know what? Your mother might have been a good mother, but that's a bad thing to do. That's a better way to put it. You know what I mean? Like nobody's perfect. My mom used to beat me with fucking phones and shit. And when we went to therapy when I was younger, and she stopped doing that, because the therapist was like, that's not working, because it wasn't. But like my mother was an excellent mother, single mother, raised me really well. Like I had plenty of like strong male father figures, like my uncle. And like really all my uncles, but like my uncle Ed in particular, rest in peace. And then like my scoutmaster, he was incredible. Like, my mom made sure that I had like strong male role models and shit. So like, but like, that's a bad thing to do. You shouldn't bully somebody about that's not good. That burns through their self-esteem. If you have a kid that's overweight, you can explain to a kid that they need to like work on their health without bullying the fuck out of them. You know what I mean? Like I was always a heavy kid, but I was always super active. Like I was a really athletic kid. I went to the YMCA and shit like that. I did a lot of shit like that. I used to work out. I really should get back into training strongman, bro. She's flexing a 300-pound deadlift. Like, bro, I used to be able to pull fucking 600. So old now though. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, that's a toxic trait,
At first, at the time, it did, I was mad about it, and I had this society that told me that was bad and my mom was bad for doing that. And I wouldn't say she wasn't like these people were trying to say she bullied me or did that, but probably a little bit. When I was a kid, I used to say, oh, I can't wait to get fat someday and to be funny because it's my humor. Don't take this, but okay. And they took this as I was bullied into this stuff, and my mom was so mean, but my mom genuinely cared about me, and I genuinely think if you let your kid get fat, that's child abuse. And my mom didn't, and she.
I mean, that might be a little too much.
Did everything in her power to.
I think that if your parents teach you, this is one of the things that my wife and I are really trying to get our shit together, because we don't want to have kids that are fat. We don't want to pass our bad eating habits onto our kids. We're really trying to get that shit together. If you your kids are gonna pick up on your habits, so you gotta do your best to not a lot you don't want to pass that habit on to your kid. You know what I mean? So
I didn't have to struggle with weight the same way that she did because my mom was fat, and if you do that to a kid, you're putting them in the worst position ever. Minus being in a single parent home, that is something I would never wish on a child. I've been overweight for short periods of my life, and it's always something I've had to work at. But no, that is a horrible thing to do to a child. And if you have such bad eating habits that you pass those on to your kids, you are doing something wrong as a parent. You need to fix it, because that is not cool. It is not cool to raise your kid in an environment where they're going to have to struggle with this problem their whole life because you can't control yours. And that's why I fight so hard against this stuff. And
this is the problem, is that this small segment here, this small segment here that Pearl's talking about is the realest part of anything that she's ever said. But you are not trying to fight against people being overweight in any actual helpful capacity. You are trying to bully fat people. And I've said this multiple times, every single video I review of her where weight comes up, I say the same thing every time. You don't care how much somebody else weighs, you want to bully them. Because if you did care, you would talk about particular eating habits to help people, or particular methodologies to help people lose weight. You've not a singular time in any clip that you've showed, or any video you showed, and I watched a good amount of your shit, have ever talked about the ways to actually help somebody lose weight. It's always just a dunk, oh, maybe if you spend time in the gym, maybe you should try to advocate for better methodologies. Hey, start drinking water instead of soda in general. Small steps. Start having a serving or two of vegetables with every meal. Right? Start going for a 20 to 30-minute walk every day. Little things. Things that will be a big habit change. Work your way up to doing a little bit more and more healthy. You know, like if you're overweight, go for a 25-minute walk every day. Just start with 20 minutes. Just get into the habit of walking. Even if you don't start losing weight, it's good for your heart. Health is number one. Start drinking water instead of that sody pop. Little things, you know? Start having like that serving of broccoli, because that's going to make you fuller. It's a fiber, micronutrient dense food. Fibrous, micronutrient dense. You know what I mean? You're fuller. Even if you have other bad eating habits, like you're eating fast food like a couple times or multiple times a week, if you have that vegetable with it, you're not going to want to eat as much. Work your way up after a few weeks to tracking your calories. That's a good way to do it. Figure out a good number and try to stick to it. And if you don't stick to it, if you have a bad day, don't go off the deep end, because a lot of fat people, they'll be really good on their eating for a week, and then they'll have one bad day and they'll spiral. You got to not spiral. You got to realize that 3 weeks is how long it takes to develop like a solid habit. And after 3 weeks, if you stick to your shit for 3 weeks, you'll probably stick with it for like a very long time. This is productive conversation to have. He doesn't do that. It's concern trolling. That's what we call it. She's pretending to care, but she doesn't really care that much. And if she does, you're not helping. Bullying fat people doesn't make them lose weight. You should know this. It might help like the 1% of people, but it doesn't help most people. So stop pretending that you like really care. Like it's boring. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's very transparent. We know that you don't actually care and that you're just kind of pretending a little bit. You just hate, you want to distance yourselves from like the fat person you would. You have like internalized hatred for fat people because your mom hated you for being fat.
I work so hard to stay in shape, and I'm always trying to lose that last 10 pounds, always trying to lose that last 20 pounds, because one day I want to have children.
That's not good. That's not good. Always trying to lose that last 10 or 20 pounds. Like that sounds obsessive. It's good to be like in a good weight range, but like I really need to lose this 10 pounds. That's a little too obsessive to me. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and I don't want to raise them in an environment where they struggle with their weight.
I'm not trying to be an asshole, but like she's in a healthy like weight range, and I think women need to be a little bit like women I think need to be a little bit heavier, not super heavy, but heavier to like properly have a kid. I don't mean like really overweight, but women tend to have a little bit more weight on them. It has to do with like estrogen and like the way that their body deposits shit. I'm not a fucking scientist, but I know this. But you see how it's not like, hey, I'm healthy. I want to maintain my health. It's I need to lose that extra 10 pounds. That's obsessive. That part's obsessive. I'm not saying that weight loss is obsessive. I'm saying that doesn't make sense. I need to lose. Like, you're not going to pass it. If you're weighing the way you weigh right now, you're not going to pass bad eating habits onto your kid. You're at a point where you're overcorrecting. This is why your mother bullying you for being overweight was bad, because it's like people do this a lot. This is the standard people need to hit, and they might be here, and so like something happens and they go here. Once you hit here, you're good, but when they start going too far, that's overcorrecting. You can look at overcorrecting in almost any single like movement in general, like social movement, right? Like look at the way that we've had conversations about like BLM, for instance. Hey, we have black issues. Hey, we got to get to this part. We got to get here. But then the overcorrecting is I hate white people. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of where we're going there. You know what I mean? It's and it's not everybody who does that, but you get my point. It's an overcorrection. That's what the problem is, and it goes to like it borders an unhealthy obsessive attitude. You know, you're not supposed to obsess about your weight. You know what I mean?
Same way I did.
But okay.
So, shout out to the whales. You're just making me more famous.
They're also making you more depressed. You're probably gonna spiral.
Please stop calling my parents though, and my mom. They know what I do for a living. They don't care. Shout out to my fans who got me through this.
They don't care? Does that mean they don't watch? My mom watches some of my content because she cares. Why doesn't your mom care?
You know, and shout out to my volleyball team because we're 1-0 and we just kill it. So shout out, like the video on your way out. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll talk to you next time.
Right.
What up, guys?
Well, I feel bad for you, Pearl. That's all I really have to say about that. Hey, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and a special shout out to all my Patreon patrons, my YouTube members, and my Twitch subs. If you'd like to learn how you can contribute even more than you already are by simply watching the video, you can check the links down below, which will unlock a special feature depending on the platform that you subscribe to, such as Patreon here that will get your name right here on this wall. Thank you so much, guys, again for watching, and have a good one.